What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It is the 11th day of March, and here we are sitting at about $0.00487. We are still waiting for the repercussions of this beautiful rounded double bottom formation that we have here, and I do expect that we're going to see some voluptuous upside come into play here over the coming weeks and months. Looking at this here right now, I want to get into the short-term stuff. I want to get into the 1 hour time frame and then zoom out from there and just see what's going on. Looking at this on the daily time frame, I was unaware that we even had a wick to the upside here. So OnyxCoin trying to show its true colors here behind the scenes. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and see what's going on. Nice little pump. Good bit of volume coming in. Not a whole lot of volume coming out, but there was a lot of volume at the top. So there probably was some selling pressure there. I don't like that we're seeing lower highs. I do like that we're seeing higher lows. These kind of random pumps happen with OnyxCoin. It's nothing special. But the fact that we came back down and we've got a higher low, I think that is something nice. Something nice to see. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, we do have a bit of a neutral reading here. The price is neutral. It's probably not going to help us out too much. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. And this probably won't help us out too much either. The 4 hour RSI does look pretty productive. We've got these higher lows, higher highs coming in. And if I had to guess, I mean, it looks like we're on a path that will get us into this overbought zone. The reaction we're looking for when we get to the overbought zone is, we want at least something like this, but ideally nothing really like this at all. We don't want to just get in and get out. We want to dwell up here. We want to see some dwellings up here, right? Like this, but just shifted upwards. Okay, that's what we want. We want to see some continual consistent iterations in the overbought zone. If we get in and we get out, that's fine, as long as we continue to get in there, right? And it's not just a one-off attempt like these were. That's what I'd like to see. And just looking at this trajectory again as we're going forward here, I would assume, if today is the 11th, I would assume that between today and sometime next week, we should be in this overbought zone, which means that within the next week we should be seeing some progress to the upside here. We look at the stochastics. We're back down at the oversold area. This is a perfectly fine area to find support, but typically you do see the stochastics come down a little bit more, so it's probably not going to happen right now. By it, I mean this move up. We probably do continue to consolidate. We might even come down a little bit. We're at 00487 right now. When I say come down a little bit, I mean 0047, 00477. Probably not even 0047, like something very, very insignificant. Today's not going to be an exciting day, but over the coming days, maybe we'll start to see some excitement come into play here. The MACD is not going to help us at all, so I'm not even going to weigh in on that. It looks bullish here, but who cares? We're sideways, we're choppy. It's not going to help us. Daily time frame here, if we're looking at the RSI, very neutral as well, as is the price. The stochastics are coming out of the oversold zone, which is nice, but we've done that a couple of times and it really didn't mean much. We're just hoping that we hold this area here, and I do think that looking at this on a daily perspective, you can really see this kind of Adam and Eve structure coming in here. I mean, you've got the rounded bottom here, let alone with this overall dynamic here. I'm very confident that we move to the upside. I'm very confident that we will break out to the upside. I just don't think that it's happening today. I do, however, again, I think that it will happen within the next week. Next Wednesday was on the 4 hour time frame, was kind of the limit of this not being in the overbought area, right? Like here's Wednesday, that's the 18th right there. And we're just drawing this from our lows. If not Wednesday, then Thursday. So sometime within the next 7 or 8 days, we should be, and that's at the long end. That's coming in from the lows, let alone from the highs. If we were to hit the overbought zone by Friday, that's even possible. We could see some type of a movement in the next couple of days. I just don't think that it's going to be today. When I say some type of movement, I'll be less vague. I mean to the upside. I mean a bullish movement, a beginning of something that will promote more growth than what we've seen since the beginning of February here. Something that breaks us out of this range overall. It's very important, guys, that first and foremost, it's very important that we don't go lower. We don't want to relinquish this kind of look here. I think this is nice. It's a nice little high heel pattern right there. It's like an Adam and Eve. That's just what I call it. Sometimes high heel. It looks like a, right? I mean, I hope it's obvious as to why. It kind of looks like someone's wearing high heels. or like a heel shoe. Maybe it's not a high heel, but it's still, you see what I'm saying there, right? The Adam and Eve double bottom. Um, we don't want to go lower because we don't want to relinquish this shape, right? We don't want to go lower, period, because I think I speak for all of us when I say we're done going lower. And so that's first. That's the first and most important thing. But second to that would be once we get above this high point here at 0.006, what we don't want to do is we don't want to get up and then come back down. It's not detrimental if that happens, but if this behaves the way that I think it should, if we do things the right way, then if this is an Adam and Eve, once we get above this point, we should be taking off. Okay, so we want, once we get up to the 0.006 level, we want to see some rapid expansion. It doesn't have to go all the way through the roof. We don't have to go all the way up to a higher high. We can stop right here at prior points of resistance and support. We can stop here at prior points of resistance as well. I just want to see some separation from this area. So that's what we're looking forward to. There's really not much to talk about. I mean, I'm looking at Onyx here. The Onyx ETH farm is now, wrapped ETH, I should say, is 61.7% APR. For those of you that don't know, if you're farming, it's effectively like the same thing as staking, except when you're farming, you are literally providing liquidity to the protocol. When you're staking, you're probably doing the same thing. Honestly, it's probably like the same thing, but it's not like definitely, you know, like you, yeah, that's a whole other discussion. But XCN wrapped ETH, what you do is you take like $100 in XCN, you take $100 in Ethereum, you stake them both at the same time, and then you get 61.7% APR, which means that you, instead of getting the 27 to 30% APR that we're getting with just staking Onyx coins, you're getting like double that with this. But you have to stake both your Ethereum and your Onyx coins. And it's wrapped ETH, so it's I mean, it's a little more complicated, but not really. It's pretty simple to do. And that's a good way to maximize things. You know, if you hold a lot of Ethereum and you hold a lot of Onyx coin, why not farm it? You get a much better APR than you would if you just staked your ETH anywhere, than you would if you just staked your Onyx coin anywhere. It's a really good kind of dynamic there, I think. And that's, I don't think you see any kind of APR that even comes close to this in the space. Really cool. Let's see. Claim your Onyx rewards, stake and restake, you guys. That's just how it is. You know, that staking percentage, the APR goes down over time, but I found that if you're claiming your rewards and restaking, you're basically, like, the amount of Onyx coins that you get in a day-to-day, it's basically staying the same. It doesn't, that won't go down. And that's probably why the percentage goes down, is because that's exactly what the big dogs are doing. That's me. I'm a big dog. Anyways, and there's definitely bigger wallets than mine out there as far as Onyx goes, but I think I'm in the top 200 last I checked. I might even be higher now. But anyways, not trying to get on this, not trying to get political here like Mr. Musk there. I was trying to see if there's anything on the Onyx protocol that was news as far as like the Goliath mainnet update goes. I do think that we're going to get that mainnet announcement. I do think that that will be a catalyst for this pump here, and likely, if my expectations go the way that I think they are, likely what we're going to see is the pump before the news. What I'm hoping for, and I think we're all hoping for, is that this pump, we're hoping that this pump takes us above this high and not below this high. We're hoping that the news comes out once we're above the high, not below the high. Because if it does, we really do stand a chance of going to 2 cents and even above 2 cents, which I don't need to tell you how miraculous that is from here, not even being at half a cent. That would be awesome, especially in bear market conditions with the rest of the market. We would love to see that. Just because we'd love to see that doesn't mean that it happens. There is a scenario where even with the Goliath mainnet launch, which I believe will be very anticlimactic after the launch happens, it'll be good. It'll be a good catalyst for future growth and development as time goes on. It's a serious thing to produce that's very beneficial for the ecosystem, but I think it will be anticlimactic like any good news event is. There is a chance that we only see a lower high here, and that we don't get a higher high, and that we're stopping somewhere at our golden ratio zone, right around 1 cent. That's a nice psychological level to find resistance, maybe just above there, maybe just below there. There's a bunch of different avenues that we can get, none of those of which we're really considering until we get above 0.006 though. That's the line in the sand that we're watching. We're in this little range consolidating here. Once that breaks, we should get some separation. We need that separation, and likely a move like this will tell us that, hey, mainnet is coming. Show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. We don't need to know if they're going to release the mainnet or not. We see this kind of thing happening. We know mainnet is coming, you guys. I highly doubt that we're going to dump and then the mainnet comes out. Unless, see, if we dump and then we get the news that the mainnet comes out, that means that the Onyx protocol knows that it's a piece of crap. And they knew that they made a bad product and they sold in advance. They knew that it would be like that's insider information on what should be a good news event. They knew that it was going to be reflected. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just saying, ideally, we should see a movement up. Okay. I'm heavily anticipating some upside here. I don't really have anything else to say. Things are looking good from a daily perspective. On a weekly perspective, we're kind of neutral with the RSI. The stochastics have been oversold for a long time. The MACD is not the most positive, but this week, my friends, we are building bullish momentum again, which I have said over the weeks, and maybe not every single video, but I know since the beginning of February, I have said we don't want to cross red. We do want to start building momentum again, which this is a good sign. It's Wednesday. We have a lot of time left in this week. Let's see if we can maintain this bullish stance, see if we can continue to grow, at least not give up any grounds, because if we can, building bullish momentum here is vital. I think it'll look really, really good for the price. We want to get the RSI back above the 50. We want to get the stochastics out of the oversold zone. All of this should happen with the realization that we are in fact moving higher, with the realization that we are in fact in some kind of W double bottom play. And if things go the way that I think they will, we really should have no problem at all getting up to this 2 to even like 2.9 cent area. Okay, and then from there, guys, the real fun starts, man. Like, are we going to go above this high? Are we in a bear market with the rest of crypto? Like that, then we're at a point where anybody who's been holding OnyxCoin, if you want to make the decision to sell and wait for the bear market to play out, which I think we've already played out most of the way anyways. I don't know if that'd be a wise decision, but you can make that decision from a point of power. Then now you're in a position of strength. This will put the predominant amount of OnyxCoin holders, faithful, investors, DCAers, it'll put you in a position of strength where you can make that decision. So I'm hoping that this move comes in. I'm thinking that it does. We've got more than hope, right? Some people are like, oh, it's all hope and dreams now. It's all hope and dreams anyways. It's all predictions. It's all assumptions. But I'm talking about this very reliable pattern, this Adam and Eve pattern we have, this rounded bottom pattern, which, again, we've seen twice before. It's played out wonderfully. We didn't have a rounded bottom here. It didn't play out well. We didn't have a rounded bottom here. It didn't play out well, right? There's no rounded bottoms. Here we've got a nice established rounded bottom. And even if we go lower, even if things don't happen in the way that we want them to now, there is a scenario where we could still get a lower low and still have a rounded bottom, okay? The world is not ending just because we see lower prices. Bitcoin can be volatile. Crypto can be volatile. I don't need to tell you that. I think I've said everything that I need to say. So hit that like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves, take care of your family members, your kids. I won't be surprised in the least if by the end of this month we are above this high here. I would not be surprised in the least. But relieved nonetheless. Excited nonetheless. Hit that like button. Thank you all. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.